Welcome back to the Exam Room Nutrition Podcast. I'm Colleen, a PA, dietitian, and your nutrition mentor. Now, for the next 2 weeks, you'll notice these episodes are a little different than my normal ones. That's because I'm releasing shorty episodes every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in a mini series I'm calling December Deficiency Detectives. Here's what makes it fun. In each episode, I'll present you with a curious patient case, a real head scratcher of a scenario, and your job is to channel your inner Sherlock Holmes and guess which nutrient deficiency might be causing our patient's symptoms. You can submit your guess online and receive instant feedback from me. Now, yesterday we kicked things off with our first case, a 34-year-old vegetarian who's pregnant and struggling with fatigue, anxiety, muscle weakness, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And I'm about to reveal the answer. Now, if you submitted your guess online, you should have received an email from me, and you're officially in the running for an amazing prize: 1 year complimentary access to Nutrition Grand Rounds. This monthly virtual workshop launches in January, and it's packed with expert nutrition presentations you won't want to miss. But if today's your first day joining us, no worries, you're not behind. Each episode stands alone, and there's still plenty of time to get involved. After going over yesterday's case, at the end of this episode, I'll present a new case for you to solve. And you can head over to examroomnutrition.com/Lina to submit your answer today. And if you do, you'll get exclusive cheat sheets, resources, and be entered into our giveaway. All right, detectives, it's time to reveal the answer to yesterday's mystery. So, what was Sarah's deficiency? If you guessed choline, you're right. Choline is an important nutrient that often flies under the radar, but it plays a crucial role in many bodily functions, including brain health, liver function, and muscle movement. It's also vital for cell membrane structure and DNA synthesis. Despite its importance, many people, especially those following plant-based diets, may not be getting enough choline in their daily intake. So let's break down exactly what choline is. It's a vital nutrient that the body needs, but it can only produce in small amounts. While the liver makes a bit of choline, it's not enough to meet daily requirements, so it's crucial to get it from food or supplements. Now, once inside the body, choline is converted into acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that plays an essential role in muscle function, pain response, memory, and cognitive thinking. In the liver, choline is used to produce phosphatidylcholine, which helps break down cholesterol and build fat-transporting proteins. One of choline's most important roles is aiding the liver in metabolizing fats. It helps transport lipids from the liver into the bloodstream, preventing the accumulation of fat in the liver, which was a big clue in our case with Sarah, who was diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Now, beyond fat metabolism, choline is indispensable for brain health. The American Academy of Pediatrics has identified it as a critical nutrient for brain growth and neurodevelopment, especially during infancy. Choline also supports memory function and nerve signaling, making it a key player in cognitive health throughout life. So let's look at the symptoms of choline deficiency. It can lead to several serious health conditions, but non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is one of the most common. NAFLD occurs when fat accumulates in the liver due to the body's inability to synthesize and transport lipids properly. This condition can progress to more severe liver issues such as non-alcoholic steatohepatitis or NASH, liver damage, or even end-stage liver disease. Other symptoms of choline deficiency include muscle damage, DNA damage, cognitive impairment, and fatigue or weakness. And our patient Sarah had most of these symptoms. Now, what are the risk factors for deficiency? Frank choline deficiency is actually quite rare in healthy, non-pregnant individuals, but certain groups are at a higher risk. Postmenopausal women, for example, are more susceptible because their bodies produce less estrogen, which is a hormone linked to choline synthesis. Vegans and vegetarians also face a higher risk of deficiency as choline is primarily found in animal products like eggs and meat. Research shows that plant-based sources of choline provide only a small fraction of the daily requirement, making it challenging for these groups to meet their needs. Pregnant women are another group at risk for choline deficiency as their requirements for this nutrient increases significantly. Despite this, most prenatal supplements contain little to no choline, leaving a potential gap in nutrition during a crucial period of fetal development. Also, it's important to note that individuals receiving long-term total parental nutrition or TPN might also be at risk. Choline is not routinely added to commercial parental solutions for infants or adults. And the American Society for Parental and Enteral Nutrition, or ASPEN, recommends the routine inclusion of choline in both adult and pediatric TPN formulations and advocates for the development of a commercially available product that contains choline. So let's talk a little bit about choline and plant-based diets, because our patient Sarah was following a vegetarian diet. So for those who follow a plant-based diet, it's essential to pay close attention to their choline intake. Now, while choline can be found in some plant foods, the amounts are significantly lower than in animal products. For example, a whole egg contains 147 milligrams of choline, while a cup of soybeans contains 120 milligrams, and broccoli contains only 40 milligrams per serving. Given that the recommended daily intake of choline for adults is 550 milligrams for men and 425 milligrams for women, and 550 milligrams for breastfeeding women, plant-based eaters must be intentional about incorporating choline-rich plant foods like soybeans, quinoa, and Brussels sprouts into their diets. Now, supplementation may also be considered, particularly during those crucial periods like pregnancy or lactation. Now, something interesting I found during my research for this episode is that lecithin, which is a common food additive found in items like salad dressings, gravies, and ice cream, is a good source of choline, containing 3 to 4% choline by weight. And some choline supplements are derived from lecithin, making it an option for those needing to boost their intake. Now, like I had mentioned, frank choline deficiency in general healthy adults is rare, but our patient, Sarah, is a unique case, being that she's vegetarian and pregnant. Now, remember, most prenatal supplements contain little to no choline, so it's important to ensure that our patient, Sarah, is getting enough. Now, during the workup for Sarah, in addition to measuring choline, I would also suggest checking folate, iron, and B12 for her to ensure both maternal health and fetal development. I would 100% provide medical nutrition therapy or education, and if this patient would consider including eggs in her diet, that would significantly help. If not, other plant-based sources like shiitake mushrooms, soybeans, and 1 cup of cooked cauliflower can also contribute. So here's some final recommendations for providers counseling patients who follow plant-based diets. Number 1 is recognize those who are in high risk of a deficiency. Vegans, vegetarians, pregnant or lactating females, and postmenopausal women are more prone to choline deficiency. It's really important that you encourage a varied diet. Recommend that they include choline-rich plant foods like soy products, legumes, and whole grains in their daily meals. You can also consider supplementation. Now, in certain cases like pregnancy, lactation, or when the dietary intake is insufficient, choline supplements do play a role. However, this is really important for you to be cautious with adult and elderly patients because some studies have suggested that high doses of choline supplements could have a prothrombotic effect. Now, the forms of choline in dietary supplements include choline bitartrate, phosphatidylcholine, and lecithin. Now, no studies have compared the relative bioavailability of choline in these different forms. So by paying close attention to choline intake and helping patients understand its importance, you can guide your patients, especially those on plant-based diets, toward better health outcomes. So let's move into our next case study in our deficiency detective. Meet Lina. She's a 69-year-old vegan who's been following a plant-based diet for over a decade. She's generally healthy and has no surgical history, but she is on levothyroxine. She's always been health conscious, she stays active, and makes an effort to eat balanced meals. But recently, some strange symptoms have started to crop up. Lina's been experiencing stiff, achy muscles, especially in her legs and back, and she's noticed that her skin seems drier than usual. Her fingernails have become brittle, and her hair feels coarser. Lately, she's also felt a peculiar tingling in her lips and fingers. And if that wasn't enough, she's had muscle cramps at night that make it tough to get restful sleep. These symptoms have been making her feel not only physically off, but mentally drained, with bouts of confusion and some foggy forgetfulness creeping in. Her PA wants to investigate further and has ordered some blood work suspecting a nutrient deficiency. So which nutrient might Lina be missing in her diet? Here's a hint. Over time, a deficiency in this nutrient can affect the brain and can cause neurologic or psychologic symptoms such as confusion, memory loss, delirium, depression, and hallucinations. So head on over to examroomnutrition.com/Lina, Lina, to submit your guess and win a chance for free access to Nutrition Grand Rounds. I'll send you an immediate follow-up email with the answer and explanation to today's case. But be sure to tune in tomorrow when I will reveal the answer to Lina's case, break it down for you, and share actionable tips that you can use with your patients right away. I'll see you tomorrow, detectives.